Hi, I'm Allie. I'm a sophomore at Wake, and I got the opportunity to do a devotional for you guys. So, my devotion is kind of focusing on being present in times of waiting or in times of unknown. And I feel as though this is kind of relevant to the situations we are all in right now as we find ourselves questioning God for what is going on. So, the verse that I found is Isaiah 60, verse 22. If you want to follow along, I encourage you to do so. I also encourage you guys to read Isaiah 60 as a whole because I feel as though it all ties into how we feel during times of waiting or in times of unknown. So, Isaiah 60 verse 22 states, "The least of you will become 1,000, the smallest a mighty nation. I am the Lord, in this time I will do this swiftly." When we are put into times of waiting, we tend to waste it. But what we need to realize is that in those times of waiting, God is trying to do great things. Like the verse says, "The least of you will become 1,000, the smallest a mighty nation." He ends it by promising to us that it'll be done through him. I am the Lord. In this time, I will do this. So often we tend to get distracted or lose sight of what God is trying to do in our lives. It can be hard while trying to balance relationships, school, sports, friendships, all while trying to put God at the center. But something we don't realize is that even when we don't have all those distractions, even in times of pure waiting, we tend to waste it. We tend to not be present with and for God. A quote I saw once stated, "We often ask God to change the situation that we are in, but we don't realize that God has put us in that situation to change us." God has a purpose for everything that he puts you through. Even if we don't want to be there, God has placed us into those moments and into those situations to strengthen us and bring us closer to him and his glory. In these times of waiting, the times when we feel we are going in the direction we want but aren't where we truly want to be, is when we can find ourselves starting to fall back and lose sight of God and not be pushing to pursue him. We would fill our life back up with distractions. We put things above God during these times of wait. We tend to waste the waiting that God has provided us with. By us wasting the waiting, we are losing sight of what God really wants to do and God's purpose during this time. He gives us this time for him to work miracles. From small to large, nothing will go unnoticed by him and his workings. He tells us that he will make us into thousands and he will make us a mighty nation if we let him. God is willing and wanting to work miracles in your life, but we need to open that door and allow him to do so by putting down some of our daily distractions and to not lose heart. As these times of waiting may seem like nothing, if we choose not to waste the time and we choose to pursue God, he can and will turn us into masterpieces and will work in and through us. So that's my devotional. Thank you guys so much for giving me this opportunity to share this with you, and I hope you guys all stay safe and have a great rest of your week. Bye.